Yo! So today we're back with episode 2 of teaching a complete beginner to freeboard. This series was created to show you what the process is of learning to freeboard. Because the problem is that if you look online for videos of freeboarders, you'll see that it looks very straightforward to do, whereas in reality it's actually very difficult and these people have just spent a long time practicing. I wanted this series to provide an insight of what it's like to actually learn from completely zero knowledge of freeboarding. That way you can also start freeboarding and start carving down all your local hills and start this incredibly fun sport which is drastically underrated. So in the last episode, we looked at edge-to-edge transitions and how you use this to go down hills on a freeboard. If you're completely new to freeboarding and looking to learn, definitely check this video out because it will be really useful, but needless to say, we made a lot of progress and by the end, he was actually starting to go down this hill with a lot of confidence. We introduced a bit about drifting and carving and that's what we're going to be looking at in this lesson because it's really important to know how to control your speed. The way in which I began to explain how to start to carve was to look at what we were doing before, which is edge-to-edge transitions. As you can see, you would be on your toe side edge, then your heel side edge, then your toe side edge, then your heel side edge. And the question is, how do we start to initiate a drift like this?
Oh, that was amazing! That was sick!
Now, without overcomplicating it, it does depend on whether you ride goofy or regular. And simply put, this depends on whether you have your left foot forwards or your right foot forwards when riding along. Now, I ride regular, whereas my friend here rides goofy. And you can tell this by the fact that he has his right foot forwards when riding, whereas I have my left foot forwards when riding. This matters because your stance will determine whether doing a front side spin or a back side spin is easier. So for example, in this video, my right foot is forwards and so I'm currently riding goofy. In my opinion, it's much easier to spin front side when riding goofy, like this. And since my friend rides in goofy, in order to teach him how to drift, I decided it made most sense to work on doing a front side drift. Whereas if you ride in regular, I would recommend learning to do a backside drift. That's what I find easiest, although just try them out and see which one you find easiest and practice one. So first figure out which side you want to spin, whether you want to be spinning clockwise or anti-clockwise. And note that if you're spinning clockwise, there'll be two kinds of wheels, the edge catching wheels and the drifting wheels, and there'll be a similar case for drifting anti-clockwise. So based on which side you're looking to drift, make sure you remember which wheels you want to be drifting on. You don't want to be making contact with the edge catching wheels. So for a backside spin in regular, note that as you go down, you're going from your toe edge to your heel edge and back and forth like that. In this case, it should be clear that I'll be spinning clockwise and my toe side wheels will be the ones drifting. And so it will be in the transition from the backside edge to the toe side edge in which you'll initiate the drift. So as you see, I'm on the backside edge now. I've locked in my front foot and as I go to the front side edge, as I would normally as going down, I initiate a spin. In order not to catch the wrong edge, you need to make sure that your center of mass lies on the same edge that you want to be drifting on, and not over the edge which you can catch. Try overshooting your center of mass so it's definitely over the edge which you want to be drifting on. Here's an example of me explaining it to my friend on how to do it in goofy.
You know how you were going down like edge to edge? Yeah. Instead of going to the back edge, you'll be thinking of doing a drift. So you'll be on your front edge and then you're going to go back edge drift. So it's a bit like you're swapping to your back edge, but it's going to be a drift instead.
So all the same logic as explained in the backside case applies here. So you want your center of mass to be on the edge that you're drifting on, and as you can see, he was making some serious progress even on using them as sort of carves to control his speed as he went down. And I think that this is the most important part of freeboarding, is the carving, because it's what unlocks you to be able to go down any hill you like at any speed you like. And if you can do the steps that I explained on how to do a frontside or backside drift, you can easily just do a shortened version of this and turn it into a carve to control your speed, like I'm doing here. It's also worth remembering that this road is very narrow and has nettles on the side, as mentioned by Fliss MS in the last video.
Like so many!
There's so many nettles on
so my entire body hurts. And my fingers, how have I got nails?
I mean, if you can ride down this, you can ride down anything, so...
It's the punishment.
The ultimate, challenge, like lava on two sides.
So here is one of the last runs, which I've sped up, and as you can see, he's going down and he's doing some nice little drifts in order to control his speed. If you haven't yet learnt to carve and drift on a freeboard, I hope that this video has been useful. You can definitely make this much progress in a day, and it's definitely one of the most important skills to learn if you want to start going down hills properly. Next time we'll hit an easier wide road so that he doesn't get stung any more than he did this time.
But we can lower them. That was good, Ron.
Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed the video and that this helps you learn how to carve on a freeboard. If you're interested in more freeboarding content, just check out the channel. I do all kinds of stuff like this, and otherwise, have a good one.